now I've promised you also what we can test as well. First of all, I can set the adaptive cruise control. So this lever, it should work right now here. Let's see when we get to the next street. Because I also want to test the Autopilot with the Tesla Model S. So by the way, when you're inside the city and maybe there's just a small gap where you can fit in, or maybe a traffic light, then it's always good to have this great acceleration. Okay, now I've set the adaptive cruise control. That's kind of step one. And in the display, then I get information if the Autopilot is available right now. It gives me here a gray steering wheel right now. That was just the adaptive cruise control. I didn't do anything with the brakes or with my foot. So and then the next step would be when I then. Now that's the Autopilot. It says a blue steering wheel symbol, and I'm just right here. I got another traffic coming towards me. I have to pay attention, of course, because so far it's my own responsibility also. But I'm doing nothing right now. So just driving slowly inside the city, not using my foot, not using my hands, and is still getting active. Now, there were some pedestrians crossing the road. I wasn't sure if the Autopilot would have realized that, so just in case, you have to stay alert for sure. Activating again now, let's see. No. It says it can be activated, but doesn't want to. Maybe if you're driving too slow, that's maybe something. Best use for that is actually the motorway, definitely, because there you have those fixed lines, and that really works better. And we can also soon test that when we get to the motorway, or at least some bigger street outside the city. That's a better use for that one then. But here it does already work inside the city, and here it's again the case where other manufacturers say, okay, we're working on that. Tesla just says, okay, we are doing that already right now. Now activated it again. So that's the police. I maybe not take my hands off the steering wheel right now when the police, okay, they're gone. Because, well, it's not illegal what I'm doing here, but maybe someone would get suspicious. Well, now, for example, in situations, there are 2 lanes here. The question is, how can the Autopilot now? Well, okay, it doesn't. Now, you see, wasn't really sure where do I line in? Is it the right or the left lane? So I take over now again. That's really funny thing. And also a lane change is possible there, but I can better show you that on a motorway. So again, from driving, enormous acceleration. You get a very sporty ride, also from suspension. With the air suspension, it is very comfortable and sporty at the same time. Great steering, and there's actually nothing to moan about. Great installation, everything is high class from quality. Definitely one of the best cars we've driven ever, also from the driving perspective. Continuing with the Autopilot here. Yeah, it really works. You have to get used to it, and you really have to trust the car, but it's really amazing. It works. As long as you want to stay straight here at least. Okay, now it's warning I should keep tight to the steering wheel, because not in every country the regulation is fixed so far, but you see it works. I mean, even inside the city now, it is not primarily for the city here right now, but staying in the lane, really a strange feeling. Okay, now, well, that is actually one critical situation, where the lane is split in right and left. There I wanted to go left, and then it wasn't really sure here, so inside the city you still have to pay attention, but especially for traffic situations, it does really work pretty well. And now it gets a little bit more open, and I can set the speed higher, and here it's easier for the Autopilot, definitely, when we're going to the motorway here, because we have everything fixed with the lines here, and then I can also relax a little bit more. Going 80 kilometers an hour now, and I'm doing nothing again. I mean, it's a serial production car. It's not like, it's just a prototype or something like that. You can do that right now. And that's just amazing. And soon I can also show you that the lane change is also possible too. My first time with 80 kilometers an hour, and I'm not, not touching the steering wheel. Driving 80 kilometers an hour. Maybe when we watch this video again in like 10 years, we will laugh about me and we'll say, hey, it's totally normal, whatever. You know, but now, just right now, it's really, really amazing. You know, we've driven these automatic cruise controls for quite a while now, but this one is one step further. Okay, you know, it says I should keep on tight with the steering wheel again, but it just, well, it does work. Actually, no problem. So, taken over right now because I feel it's more secure, but I can now doing some lane change test as well. See, activate it again. And so, let's see, there's no one here. I'm doing nothing but doing a turning indicator. And then it says that you can like just have to turn the steering wheel a little bit, and that's it. Yeah. Removing the indicators. So the only thing you do is doing the indicator and then just give a little touch to the steering wheel, and then it's done. And as I said, I'm doing nothing here. Like, oh wow, it's really amazing. And there is the big discussion now. It's a traffic jam and should brake automatically. I trust the car. Yeah, but also an ACC could actually do. There's this big discussion. Do we really need it? And well, you know, I love driving cars myself, definitely. But I think there are also certain situations where I can very well use them. For example, now as we're getting in heavy traffic, then you might think about, oh well, it doesn't apply to my emotional feelings as a car driver. I'm driving in such situations here like now. Then why not put in the autonomous driving mode here and relax a little bit? And if this is evolving further and further, then you can maybe also feel free doing other things. I think that will take some more time when more cars are also connecting to each other, then it's even more secure. And then you can also start, you know, looking at the map properly, or maybe doing your emails and stuff. So that could be actually a good way for it then. But so far, I think when you drive yourself, you shouldn't be distracted at all with every other things. Only if you can drive really autonomously and trust the car, then do all the other stuffs. And as I said earlier, Volvo has taken a step there, saying, okay, we take responsibility for the accidents that might be happening when our car is driving autonomously. But what is surely the fact, when everything is driving autonomously, also accident will happen. Yes, definitely, but it will be less than just with humans, because we are not as strong as we believe, and we cannot measure everything that well as something a machine could actually do. Just when maybe inside the city, then I think the human brain is still superior there, because there are so many different variety of situations that could actually happen there. And right now, hey guys, I'm driving autonomously. Those guys probably know, driving some personally tuned car, and they probably know right now. Maybe they also know that's Autogefühl, and they probably know that I'm driving autonomously now. And it's also a thing which see people from the outside when someone's like doing this here, and it's like being Italian inside the car. Best greetings to Mario again. So because it said that our Italian friends always speak also with their hands. They could do that here in the autonomous car. And a German can drink a beer, of course. No, of course, not a beer. Well, but seriously, it's a discussion, by the way. If the car is totally driving autonomously, are you allowed to drink alcohol in the car then? Maybe not a discussion. Of course you shouldn't. Yeah, I would say the Autopilot is the best we've seen so far. I'm really amazed by that. I mean, how many cars have we driven where we can say something is really completely new? And in this car, there's so many things of that. This car is really, in so many aspects, many years ahead of any other car we've driven, definitely. And it hasn't come out this year. Just the Autopilot has come out this year. I've, by the way, changed it to the sport mode as for the acceleration, so we don't have the insane acceleration. I think it is, I like that more. because the insane acceleration is really, you get sick. It's too fast for your body. And this one here is quite okay, but you can just as well also pick a little bit less stronger version of the Tesla. So I'm not sure. I will continue in the traffic right now with this Autopilot. It's really cool. And you can update it, by the way, for your Tesla if you already have one. So that's actually no problem. Pay about, I think, 3,000 euros or something like that. And then you can also get it for your existing Tesla. So it's also a good thing. You don't have to buy a totally new car. You can just update it. Again, a very new approach of things. And Tesla wants to build on that further, that they present those new concepts also as an update and not of, you have to get the car totally changed. Very progressive, definitely. But of course, come on, one more round without the Autopilot so that we can drive it ourselves. For example, here now testing it's incredible. I mean, 5-meter long car, and it feels like it would weigh nothing, although the car is actually quite heavy due to the batteries. But still, wow. I mean, I got this insane speed now, like off, still in the sport mode, because it feels a little bit more harmonic to me when it's not that fast. I mean, imagine that I would ever say about a car, I reduce the acceleration speed, on purpose, on my own, that it feels better. It's totally inconceivable, actually, but here it is definitely the case. Autobahn riding here, we can even better test the sound installation, and we're driving 100 kilometers an hour right now, and still it's relatively silent here, so that is also well done, definitely. Changing lanes. There, again, the agility of the car plays a role. Now it gets a little bit louder because we are inside a tunnel, and also a huge truck is next to me. But still, it's actually quite comfortable in here. And so far, also my back is also not hurting, so the comfort is actually okay. Lane change again. Everything is done so fast, but at the same time so smooth. And that is what this ride makes it really so special. Well, is it a sedan? Is it a race car? Maybe it's a sedan race car. That would maybe be the fitting description for that one. You can also, for example, when you don't have the Autopilot, just use the adaptive cruise control. That is also possible. And that is just working as a Distronic Plus with Mercedes. Set it and then still use the steering wheel, but just have the accelerating and braking taken over view. And probably a lot of you guys already know that right now. The system is also very good, and you don't really need the Autopilot necessarily, but as we've shown you, it's already a quite nice thing. The air suspension does a very good job here also on the motorway, and is a very good thing also for long-term run. However, you will also be just fine with the standard suspension they offer. Seats now, as for the tall people, you see, by the way, it is actually quite okay because they're high enough. But as I'm going over the longer trip now, I've definitely experienced better seats. Let's take it that way. So, and then see, I'm also driving according to the GPS right now, and that means now I also got another display on the left screen and the middle console. And it's telling me I have to take the next exit, and so I'll do. And then the big overview I'll see in the middle right here. And I can always see in the wide perspective where I am actually, and you somehow realize your surrounding a little bit better than by that. I love driving on or off the motorway because that is then combination with speed and driving a curve. And with this silent but still so powerful car, it always feels a little bit like being on the racetrack. It's wow. Oh, and that one here is a huge traffic jam. And I see the brakes are also working quite well. And now I think, as we're in this huge traffic jam, maybe we'll go back to the Autopilot again.